There's an 8-year backlog. Production is practically full at Airbus through to 2023, 2024. What you're seeing is you are starting to see some of those longer-term benefits in terms of the market share dynamics between Airbus and Boeing. We came into 2019 with Airbus having 56% market share. We left 2019 with Airbus having 58% market share. So I think longer term, you will definitely see those benefits come through to Airbus. But I think you're absolutely right. Short term, it's very, very difficult to see Airbus capitalize on that in a significant way.
And I understand also that Airbus has increased its stake in Bombardier. I mean, does that make any substantial difference when you're talking about market share for even some of these narrow body planes that they're trying to go after?
Yeah, look, I think it does. I think if you look at where the A220 program, the old Bombardier program is positioned, it's at that lower end of that narrow body market, right? And if you look at Airbus's product portfolio today, where that really competes is the A319neo. They just haven't really sold any of those A319 neos. So it's extremely complementary to the existing Airbus platform, and it does factor into that market share game long term. Look, for what it's worth, I think the C-Series deal, the Bombardier deal today is clearly positive. I think it's a great platform. If you speak to customers, they really like flying the plane. It's the most advanced narrow-body aircraft that there is currently flying. And yeah, I think it's a good deal for Airbus.
When you look at the market and the duopoly, really, that exists between Airbus and Boeing, is it sort of a zero-sum game, or can both companies win at the same time or lose at the same time? If you're an investor and you're looking potentially at buying shares of one or the other, how do you square up the two?
I think looking at the markets in two is important, right? So you have the short-haul narrow-body market, where clearly Airbus has the better product, the better market share today. And then in the wide-body market, where both Boeing and Airbus are coming under pressure. One of the big takeaways from the results today, we saw an A330neo cut. So last year they delivered 50 A330neos. This year they're going to do about 40. That is following the 787 cut we saw at Boeing in their Q4 results, and the 787 cut we also saw in Q3. So wide body in general remains very, very weak. I think a lot of investor focus is around managing that wide body portfolio and making sure that we have production set at a level where we can sustain that production. But a lot of the focus is on the narrow body. Airbus does have a great product portfolio. They have the lion's share of the market. Like I said, 58% market share in that narrow body market. And I think importantly as well, the A321 has been the real winner over the last 5 years in terms of the market. The A321, which is the larger, longer range narrow body aircraft, this is now 50% of the backlog at Airbus. I think that's surprised everybody in how popular it's been. The launch of the A321XLR, which is the extra long range narrow body, has been a great success. There's well north of 400 orders in the backlog today since it was launched at the Paris Air Show last year. And importantly, Boeing just don't have a competitive product in that region of the market. Airbus has 80% market share in that larger narrow body category if you're looking at the A321 relative to the 737 MAX, -9 and -10. And one of the things that Boeing was considering doing was this middle-of-the-market aircraft.
Okay.
And we heard from Boeing on the Q4 results that they were going to be pulling back from the middle of the market and going back to the drawing board. I think that's a huge opportunity for Airbus.